Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn about 16.1 day 1, the properties of logarithm. So we're going to be using the properties of logarithm to simplify expressions. And let's take a look at the list of the properties here. And the first one we have is the log base b of m equals m. Well, that's because remember I mentioned in the previous lesson, if you follow the arrow, it makes sense because b to the m equals b to the m. And likewise, b to the 0 here equals 1. So the log base b of 1 is always equal to 0. And same thing for log base b of b is 1 because b to the 1 power is b. The product property, this is used to expand logarithms. So notice that m and n are multiplying here. So if you can say to yourself, connected multiplying m and n. So multiplying is to add in logarithm. It's kind of like distributing the logs through separately by adding the two together that are multiplying. So inside m times n, when you split it up, it becomes log of b of m plus log of b of n. So that is a very important property. And the same thing goes for division. So division is subtract. So dividing is to subtract when you distribute it out. So when you expand the properties, the power property of logarithm is that if you have a power, you can bring that power to the front and it does not change the problem. So these are the list of properties that we have. There is one more called change of base property. So remember I said that the only buttons on your calculator are the log and the natural log. So to get the to convert the logarithm for anything other than those two, for example, log of 2, log of 3, log of 5, 4, anything, we are going to use the change of base formula. And this one goes, what's on the bottom stays on the bottom. So C is on the bottom in this case. Notice that C is going to stay on the bottom. So you get log of A divided by the log of C. So we're going to also apply that later on in a few examples. So just pay attention when you get there. The first one we're going to take a look at is expressing as a single logarithm. So we're going to be actually combining in this case. So we are going to use the property from earlier and we're going to condense. So we're going backwards to go, remember, to apply the property to go expand is to rewrite it as two logarithms, and then to bring it back together, we are actually called condensing. So here is condensing. And so to condense, we know that there was an addition in between. So remember, adding is to multiply. So when you combine the two together, when you condense, it becomes log of 3, 1 as one logarithm. And then adding means multiplying. So we're going to multiply 9 times 27. And so we are bringing it together, condensing it into log of 3 of 243. And always simplify if possible. So what that means is if there's a way to rewrite 243 as anything simpler, you would always want to do that. So we know that we just happen to know that 243 is 3 to the 5th. And now using the property from earlier, log base 3 of any number is the same as the exponent here. So that means log base 3 of 3 cancels out and you have the answer is 5. And that is the end of this problem. Let's take a look at problem B. And this one, notice there is a power or an exponent. So we're going to apply the property up here that says power right here and bring the power to the front. So we're going to bring the 3 over to the front, and that's going to be 3 log 4 of 64. We're actually going to rewrite it as 4 to the 3rd. Now notice that the log 4 of 4 cancels each other out, so we are left with 3 times 3. That gives us the final answer of 9. Another way that you could have handled this problem is without rewriting, bringing the power in the front. you can just go ahead and apply the properties the way you see it. So log 4 and then rewriting the 64 as 4 to the third and then to the third power. And then you notice that the log 4 cancels out, so you have 3 to the 3 times 3 also, it's going to give you 9. So either way, it is the same answer. Next, part C, we're going to apply the logarithm to, again, condense. So to condense, we're going to bring it together. Adding means multiplying. So bringing the two log 2's together, we're going to have 1/8, the first term, times the second term, 1/28. And doing the math here, it's going to cross cancel into 16. So log 2 of 16, and we can write log 2 of 16 is 2 to the 4th. Log base 2 of 2 cancels out, so we have 4 as the final answer. Next, condensing the log of x plus log of y again. Adding means multiplying, so we're going to bring the logs together, and we're going to have x times y, and so it just simplifies into log of xy. And next one, we actually have a minus. Minus means division. So subtraction is division, and we're going to condense the log of 6, and then we're going to divide the first term, 72, by the second term, which is 2, and that gives us log 6 of 36. And we just happen to know that the log of 36 is 6 squared, and log 6 of 6 cancels out, and the final answer is 2. Now it is time for you to try some problems. So I am asking you to take a pause on the video and go ahead and try the problems before you look at the answer. Remember, you need to try to do this on your own before you can see if you're getting it right or not. Now that you've had a chance to try the problem, let's go ahead and take a look and see if you did it right. So again, to condense, we're going to bring together the log 5s. Adding means multiplying, so we have 125 times 25. And that gives us log 5 of 3125. Make sure you use your calculator to confirm these answers. Log 5 to 3125 becomes 5 to the 5th power, and the log 5 of 5 cancels out. Final answer is 5. Next one, subtraction is divide. So when we condense, we're going to have log 2 of 160. Subtract means divide by 5. And so we have log 2 of 32, and rewriting the 32 as 2 to the 5th, and the log 2 of 2 cancels out, so the final answer is 5. Part C, again, this is one of those power ones, so you can either bring the 3 to the front or you can do the problem the way it is. Let me just try doing it the second way. We're going to rewrite 8 as 2 to the 3rd, and then don't forget we have a 3 here. Log 2 of 2 cancels out, so you have 3 times 3, which is 9, again, the answer. And that is a wrap for today. So go ahead and get started with your book set, HRW, copy notes for day 2. And don't forget, Alex. Have a good day.